If you ever wanted to start a coaching program but didn't feel qualified, this podcast is for you today. You might as well pull up a chair, get comfortable. It won't be a long one, but it will be a thorough one. And by the way, if it helps you, all I ask is that you share it with somebody else because somebody else is out there dealing with the same exact problem where they want to start a coaching program, but they don't feel qualified. And I'm going to share with you three things in this pod today that will help to solidify the confidence that you need to go out and complete the mission. All right. I want to welcome everybody back to the Believers in Business podcast. I'm your host, Brian Adamson. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I appreciate all the feedback. I love for y'all to leave comments and such and let me know how this has been helping you. Many of y'all are going out there applying the stuff that I've been sharing in the podcast and actually going out making money as a result of it and making impact while making money. So I'm forever grateful to hear that from y'all. And so we're going to hop right in, okay? Because I believe y'all know me. I just firmly believe that your best chance at being successful in life is using the gifts that God has given you and deploying those into your purpose. And so, your purpose is not a destination, it's a journey, and there's varying places that you're going to land on this way to your purpose. But I think where everybody at some point should land is in a place, in a posture, in a position of I've acquired some natural gifts from God, right? That by nothing I could have done, He gave them to me. But then I also acquired a lot of them through working, through investing in myself, however you acquired them. And at some point, you should have a heart posture to want to help other people with these gifts and talents that you've acquired or been given over time. But I know for many of you, the primary barrier is number one. You got to overcome imposter syndrome. You got to overcome imposter syndrome. Now, before I even double click on that a little bit further, I just want to explain what imposter syndrome is, okay, by definition. So imposter syndrome is a psychological condition that causes high achieving people to doubt their abilities and accomplishments despite evidence of their success. Now, a lot of time in society, we use words loosely and we don't put definition to them. And that's why I want to start there. And I'm going to repeat that. Imposter syndrome is a psychological condition that causes high achieving people to doubt their abilities and accomplishment despite evidence of their success. So the first thing is if you're dealing with imposter syndrome, congratulations. Why? Because according to the definition, you're a high achieving person that just so happens to doubt their own abilities and accomplishment despite having evidence of their success. Now, I know that don't make you feel great, but it should make you feel good because this condition, by definition, only resides in the place of those that are high achieving individuals like yourself that listen and tap in with this podcast. The other good part about that definition, see, if we could change our perspective, we could change our lives, right? We got to really break things down. We got to stop thinking about how things make us feel and read them for what the intent is and then change our feeling predicated on that. So high achieving people, who you are, that happen to doubt their abilities and accomplishments. And here's the good news. You got abilities and accomplishments. You just doubt them, which I'm going to help y'all shift that in just a second. I promise you, I ain't tripping. Despite the evidence of your success. So I got a lot to say about this. Okay. And I'm going to start by saying this. Many people think that they're suffering from imposter syndrome, but they're not. They're not you. They're not high achieving people that have abilities and accomplishments that you just so happen to doubt despite having evidence of it. You know what they have? They have another condition. That condition is called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when someone over-indexes in believing that they're better than they are in said area. Oh, social media, prime example, right? That would be the Dunning-Kruger effect, where everybody running around, pontificating and saying that they this and they that, and they ain't did none of it. People life coaches and they ain't even got their life together. I don't understand. Everybody life coaches, right? So I get why if we're not comparing apples to apples in the gauge by which you measure whether or not you're prepared to do the thing called coaching, and you're comparing it to people that's on the Dunning-Kruger effect, then now that's giving you imposter syndrome. Did you hear what I just said? You comparing yourself to people that are running around the Dunning-Kruger effect, that are over-indexing on things that they're not even good at. And here you are that actually have the accomplishments, and because you're looking at them and their lifestyle and their content, it's making you retreat when you need to be the one stepping forward. So here's the first thing that you should do to overcome imposter syndrome is you need to start writing out all of your accomplishments. Write them out. Write them out. Everything that has been a contributing factor to the area of which you want to go in and coach about, you need to write down your achievements and your abilities in those areas. Most of you have already been behind the scenes probably helping people for free organically and just not even putting language or framework to it that you should effectively be a coach in that area. That's typically how you can fit. Like, okay, so when I became a real estate coach, 7 years ago, it was because I was already organically helping people in the background with their real estate businesses. Then when I became a business coach for coaches and consultants and experts, I had already been in the background helping people in their coaching and consulting businesses. So we don't have to look very far to figure out what we need to create, okay? But as you start to write down, as the scripture would say, write it down and make it plain. As you start to write down and make plain those things that you've already accomplished, it's going to be reaffirming to you as to why you are called to be in this place called coaching in this particular time, in this particular area. Because here's the thing, we can't forget that just as much as God speaks to us in our thoughts, so does the enemy. You got to write this stuff down so that you can see plainly in front of you that you got the credentials. You've been there, done that, got the trophy. There are a ton of people that are waiting for you to show up to help them out with all of the trials and tribulations that you went through and you couldn't understand at that moment and you hated the whole process. Well, that testimony was not for you, it was for them. And they're waiting on you. So number one, we got to overcome imposter syndrome. Number two, it's another big one. We need to only teach to our level of expertise. Only teach to your level of expertise. Well, guess what? This first exercise that I had you do with overcoming imposter syndrome is going to give you a very clear understanding of what your expertise is. A lot of people get in trouble, as I mentioned before, where it's like, well, I'm a life coach. Well, how you a life coach and you ain't did life yet? You 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all due respect, yes, you could very easily have great insights. You could be, highly intellectual, but we get knowledge from living life forward. We get wisdom by looking backwards. You just don't have enough to look back at 19 to be a life coach, in my opinion. Now, somebody may argue that, and that's cool. You just wouldn't be my life coach at 19 because I ain't even gonna get into all that. Okay, but just know, whatever you are going to coach at, you need to coach to your level of expertise. If you have not been financially free, don't coach nobody on how to be financially free. You ain't never done it. So until you go do it, you shouldn't coach others on it. And that's one of the biggest issues that we got on social media now. Everybody running around because they can, read and digest information or hear and digest information, and they sat in enough seminars and read enough books to where they like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to get financially free. It's like, but you're not. How about you go practice that on you before you start practicing that on others? All right. So number two, teach to our level of proficiency. And number three, start helping people. You won't fully believe until you actually achieve. So you need to go out there and start helping people. And I know you like, so should I charge them? Right? Some of y'all are already like, but I don't really want to ask nobody for money. And I get it. Start where you are. Okay, it's my advice. If you've never done the things that you plan on coaching, just go help some people. Right? Start in your circle. If anybody needs your product or your services, and then expand out. Put some fillers out there on social media. Let people know what you're doing. Create content around it. Let them set up some free consultations and just go and help people, right? And just see how effective are the things that you're telling them, right? Let the market give you an indication of where you should go next. For others of you, you done created the LLC and got the website 3 years ago. You just still ain't done nothing. You got to go back to step number one, overcoming imposter syndrome. You got to get that out of your way. And here's the reality, the way that most of which is set up in life. You got to do it afraid to find out why you were made. You got to do it afraid to find out why you were made. The fear ain't going to go away. You just got to do it. You have to do it afraid to find out why you were made. God had very intentional plans and purpose for your life when he started this whole thing. But you have to walk in the reality of that. He can't do that part for you. You have to take that step. So number one, we got to overcome imposter syndrome. Number two, only teach to your level of expertise. And number three, go out and help people because you're not going to believe until you achieve. So start where you stand. If this was helpful for you, click that like button, get this out in the algorithm, share it with some people you love, and hit the subscribe button so that you know when these podcasts drop. We drop on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesday and Saturday every week, we drop you a new episode. If it's on Audible, on audio, I think we drop on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, but video, we drop Tuesday and Saturday every single week. And if y'all need help with any of this, right, in the description below, there should be a link to book a call with us. Myself, the team, would love to talk to you, see how we can help you get over the hump. Okay, why y'all still here? It's time to go do it. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one.